I'm Steffen on East Street in New Haven, and take a look at this. 2 people are in the hospital after a car crash on I-91 this morning. I want you to come with me real quick. Starting to form, snow starting to set, and really the most significant thing we're going to see, not necessarily the roads, which are already slick, but we're going to be seeing it on cars and it starting to hang. Unlike the light and fluffy snow we saw the last time, this stuff is going to be wet and heavy, so a lot easier to draw CNN and just have it stay there. So admire my art expertise for a second. Gonna get rid of the evidence. You want to do a live interview? Come on. Hey, Valerie, come on, let's go. We got a live interview. You can't even get to it. The button is completely covered up in snow. Like, I could maybe try. I know I've been doing this a lot. You gotta do a little digging. And am I gonna get it? No, lost cause. It should have a lighthouse that's standing up right now. It's toppled over. This wind has been crazy. I want you to take a look at this. The front part of this home in Killingly completely destroyed after a car crashed into it Wednesday night. As the sun came up, you could really see the damage. I managed to see what looked like sconces or just parts of the living room, just completely open air. I want you to take a look behind me. You see some of the lights over there. I am told by police behind that line, which has been blocked off, is where the investigation is underway to find the suspect who is still at large. We had it delivered to us about 20 minutes ago. Our team has reviewed it and we are about to show it on air right now. Unfortunately, it does not reveal too much about the situation. This seems to be aftermath of the suspect turning a corner, and that is the first glimpse of the suspect that we have gotten at all during this investigation. Ben Crump will be representing the family of Stephen Jones. He was the man who was shot by a Hartford police officer 9 times on February 27th. He passed away due to the gunshot wounds the following Tuesday. And in case you're wondering why this is such a big deal, this man right here has been responsible for representing the families of people who have been involved in some of the most notarized police brutality cases in the country over the past several years. Drivers just go on over into the left lane, sometimes camp out over there, and even slow down traffic because they go below the speed limit. It's one of the most common breakfasts out there, and now it's a hot commodity for Americans. If you're like me, you have a couple of these bad boys every single morning. Today, that hustle, that bustle, that energy of Frank Pepe's is seen right here. For generations, families have been traveling to Wooster Street to the original location just to try some of the famous New Haven-style pizza. They clean, they house wildlife, and in Connecticut, they're a delicacy. Now one nonprofit is working to make sure they're around for years to come and not in the landfill. People can't wait to get their hands on the doll.
I got the Rihanna.
With a mischievous smile and 9 teeth. It's sold in blind boxes, so you'll never know which one you'll get. Here she is! Hello! Out of all 43 Pop Mart stores in the U.S., this is the only one in Connecticut, and that's right here at the Sono Collection in Norwalk. But the only Labubus you will find here will be the ones locked behind the display cases. This right here is about the thickness of the pumpkin. I would say give it like 8 inches. It is utterly gnarly, but imagine the sweet treats you could make with this. Love a bit. 16 gold medals Norway has at this moment on February 19th. If they can secure just one more, they will break the record for the most gold medals a country has ever won at the Winter Olympics. You heard it earlier, Zupkis said that she and Paletta were working on a bill, and at the time of the interview, Zupkis told me that a bill number had not been assigned at that time. I waited a little bit of time, asked them again, both Zupkis and Paletta's team. They told me that a number hasn't been assigned still. There are people who look at lawmakers like yourself, who look at leaders like yourself, and ask the question, how could this happen under your watch? What would you want to say to them?
Well, it has nothing to do with us.
These are just things that happen. We live in a society in which, as much as we think otherwise right now, we don't have Big Brother watching all of the time.
These kind of things happen. That kind of feels like a little bit of a kind of brush off of everything.
What's included in the bill?
Yeah, we got a couple of big things to get to, but I just want to talk to viewers real quick. We're still waiting for President Trump, like Brent said at the top of the show, to sign off on this bill. So if at any point he does
have any sign of signing that bill. We're going to cut straight to it. My producer is going to be in my ear the entire time, and I will communicate with you, and we'll throw to him once President Trump is signing the bill. But until then, let's get into what is going to be in this bill. This bill that the House just approved, it funds the government through January. It also funds SNAP through September. As you can imagine, a lot of this went along party lines. President Donald Trump, he said that Republicans, they never wanted the shutdown. And then we started to see some Democrats turn in the Senate, and then that also happened in the House with this vote as well. Some people are hesitant with all of these plans that are going forward. What do you want to say to people who are worried that this might just be another promise that may not be fulfilled?
To have kids in our neighborhoods, in our community.
For years, McDonough Middle School has sat here on Hillside Avenue in Hartford. And while it's spent decades in the Spanish-speaking community, parents tell me that the student safety here has fallen apart, and it's been dangerous for decades.
I'm willing to paint the signs myself. Like, what do I got to do?
Kelly Santana is just one of the several voices that demand change here on Hillside Avenue in Hartford. She said she doesn't allow her grandson to walk home from McDonough Middle School with his friends because of how dangerous the roads are. In April, parents got a letter from the school saying a student suffered head and leg injuries after they were hit by a car not far from the school. Parents tell Fox 61 this is just one of several cases in recent memory. Santana says the student just returned to school this week.
This intersection right here should have a crossing guard. This intersection in the morning is horrendous.
This trouble has existed for years, according to families, which led one teacher to launch this Change.org petition. It now has more than 900 signatures, all from people who want to see the area declared a school zone and more safety measures installed. Because as it stands now, there's no speed bumps and speed signs are covered up. The only change Santana says parents have seen has been this sign that was put up shortly after our investigation began. But Santana tells us it hardly seems to do anything.
One person told me it's invisible. It's like having nothing because you can barely see it. What is it doing?
So is it on? That's my question.
Yeah, that's considered on.
And no one can see it?
No.
The only way our cameras could see the text was from a different angle, but head on or up close, it's hard to see anything, which is why neighbors call it more like a Band-Aid fix, if that.
I'm sorry, it's a piece of tape.
Yeah, not a Band-Aid. Band-Aid helps me. Tape doesn't.
You can't even see it, George.
Something should be happening, and nothing is happening, sadly.
Joseph Jimenez's sister goes to McDonough, and he now serves as an advocate for this Spanish-speaking community.
It happens every week. This week, hopefully it won't happen, but it's bound to happen. The school can only do so much, and their staff is doing a great job, but they're also understaffed.
While Jimenez says the mayor's office has reached out to say they would make the area a school zone and make improvements over the next few weeks, a similar promise was made last year.
Are they saying this now again to put us at ease because it's already the end of the year, school's about to go out, and, you know, just do it again next year when we start complaining again? Or are they actually going to do it? That's the real question.
Now, I have had the chance to speak with someone at the Hartford mayor's office, and they did confirm to me a plan is in the works to help improve the safety out here, and we should expect a finalized version of that to come out at some point on Thursday. But that plan could potentially include things like extra signs, curb extensions, and street markings. It was just over 3 years ago when Randy Mercutio bought her dream home for her and her son Riley to live in. It used to stand right here in the town of Oxford exactly 1 year ago. And 1 year later, its absence serves both as a heartfelt and haunting memory for the Mercutios. Like a leaf in the water. Along 5 Mile Brook in Oxford, the voices of the past year
Here, it's okay.
come up to the surface for Randy Mercutio.
At no point did we really ever think the whole house was going to go.
As she takes in the empty site of where her home used to be 1 year ago. Standing here, what emotions does this bring back to you a year later?
It's bittersweet. I do get more of a sense of fear and some anxiety because it was pretty horrific.
When did you know that this wasn't like another storm?
The water had risen to a level I had never seen before. And not only that, it was moving so fast. It was fight or flight, and we weren't sure what was going to happen next. There was just a lot of unknown, really. Are we safe where we are? Should we get to higher ground?
The violent current caused the single mother's home to collapse and swept away years of Mercutio's family memories. Only destruction and shock remained.
But, what are you going to do? I got my son.
Left with almost nothing, Mercutio salvaged what she could from the shell of her former home, all while the community rallied by her side.
They're all helping each other, making sure we're all good. Some people are letting them stay at their houses.
In between the heartache, miracles began to shine. Mercutio's son's sonograms, once thought lost, were found down the stream on a beach in Westport. The story resonated across the web, as more than $200,000 were fundraised through GoFundMe to help the ER nurse land on her feet. Things seemed to be on the right path until the turn of the new year.
There's 40 years of my life just being dragged away with nothing I can do or say.
Before Mercutio could save the rest of her mementos, contractors were hired by the town in January to demolish what remained of her home.
Seeing it coming down that day was just, it kind of felt like the first time.
It's okay. I'm sorry, Mommy's so sad.
The pain right back up to the surface. But among the darkness, a little light shone through.
This is amazing.
There was one like
as those same crews who destroyed Mercutio's home returned what memories they found in the rubble.
This was my mom's. This is really all I really wanted. Thank you so much.
What's next for you guys at this point?
That is the question. What is next? Where do we go moving forward? And it's still, we don't know. We lost things, but we have each other. And if it wasn't for the community, my Oxford community and surrounding and beyond, I don't know how we would have kept going. It's a fantastic reminder of, in your darkest times, there are people and there is help.